All right, hey everybody. It's a beautiful day here in west central Minnesota, and I actually came into an area to clean up my first ever hinge cut. So I kind of want to do a little video just to show what I did and some of the mistakes I made the first time. This hinge cut was done, I think, 3 years ago, and came in today and definitely made it a bit better. So this is looking towards kind of the open forest here, just to show the difference or the contrast. And now here, let's zoom right into the hinge cut area. You can see on this edge, at least, I kind of had to fan the trees in. I like to be able to fan them out, but sometimes you just got to do what the woods will give you. There's still plenty of good side cover when we get on the inside of the hinge cut. So let's do a little walking tour here. See some of the hinges, and most of them are done at kind of waist height. I did a couple higher just so I could make a little tunnel for the deer to get through here. I took a rake with me too today, a landscaping rake, and just kind of cleaned out areas where I think the deer would want to lay. Raked a little bit along the trail just to kind of clean up some of the debris. Once you actually get in the hinge cut here though, you can see the side cover is definitely very thick. I mean, you can't see out of this thing once we start getting in. There, you can look that way. So here we go. We'll go through here. There's another spot I raked out. If you are raking for deer beds, make sure they got a couple escape routes. At least another good spot there. A little hole they can escape out the back there. I'll head this way. So most of the stuff I cut today would be low timber value trees. I like this spot right here because it already had a little bit of stuff, regeneration coming up. So I left that. I wanted to get nice and thick. I think the deer will feel pretty comfortable tucking in here. You get down to their level, it's very, very thick. But I think they'll feel pretty comfortable on this route, especially when you move that leaf litter and junk. That's going to help some of those younger saplings to really take off. You can see I cut a lot of trees just straight off. When you do that, like I've said in other videos, you get the stump sprouting, and the deer just hammer the stump sprout. I think when a tree stump sprouts, it has something like 4 times the minerals that it would normally have in a leaf. So the deer know that, and it makes what is called a mineral stump. And they just hammer it. That one's kind of tough to see. You can see here's a ironwood that got chewed off real good, and that's not a heavily browsed tree normally. This is a really cool one. This was a box elder. You can see this is just being peppered by the deer. I mean, this thing was hinged 3 years ago, and they're keeping it mowed down. So even these low timber value trees, you know, people come in, they'll cut them off, and then they'll spray the stump, but I'm not worried about them becoming a tree again because the deer do a really good job of keeping them mowed down for me. So one mistake I know I made the first time is that I did not open the canopy up enough. You can see, like, back there, that's a dead tree. There's actually quite a few dead trees laying right here. If you look up, there just was not enough sunlight getting in, and if you drop those trees in the shade, they're gonna die. They still need sunlight to live. So that was one thing I did today, was just open it up a lot more. If you look over that way, if I was standing over there and looked up, you could see a big hole. So I would say that was my biggest hinge cutting failure the first time, was dropping the trees in the shade. The other thing I noticed is that my hinge cut settled down a lot, so even the side cover factor wasn't great. I just think I did a few too many low hinges. I do enough trees where I cut them straight off, and I'm gonna get plenty of stump sprouting for food, so I don't mind doing a few higher hinges because I'm gonna get a lot of regeneration. And like I said, I cut a lot of trees straight off, so I get plenty of stump sprouting that way. And with my waist level hinges, they're gonna still sprout, and the deer are gonna be able to eat those too. I left a couple nice red oaks. So there's 3 red oaks over there. So I kind of did a little TSI too while I was at it, because we don't got a ton of oaks in this stand the timber, so I wanted to make sure to kind of remove the competition around them so that they could have a fuller crown and better acorn production and just be an overall healthier tree. Right there, that guy right there, that's a nice red oak that I cleaned all the competition out around. It's going to get a lot of sun now and should hopefully take off. And you can see the crown. It's not a big crown right now, but it'll definitely fill out. This area will be a bigger hinge-cut area eventually. We're actually going to do a timber harvest in this woods. The reason why I was able to do some cutting today is just because there's nothing harvestable in this spot. So I just kind of cut as far as I could before I started hitting some of the bigger trees that they are going to take out. But like I said, most of what I cut today was ironwood, elm, a few smaller maples, and that was about it. So ironwood, elm, maples. I think I cut a couple ash trees, maybe a box elder and a couple basswood too, but all small stuff, nothing too huge. I mean, that's about the biggest I went. Not sure how wide that tree is. Yeah, probably 6 inches. But stuck to mostly small stuff because that's what was in here, and we're going to be doing a harvest, so I want to make sure that I don't start cutting trees down that my father is going to be able to get some money for. So if you walk through here, you can see there's some more spots where I raked out little beds. Sorry, the sunlight makes it kind of tough to see. There's another bed right there. But if you look around, like, I'll even stand in this bed. This seems like a spot a buck would want to bed because we're at the end of a point here. He's completely covered to the back here. He's got a few escape routes. He can slip out that way, this way, even slip out that way. But this seems like a spot a buck would want to bed because bucks like to bed at the end of a point, and that is a steep drop off right there. So you can keep an eye on a lot, and even if there's does bedded back on the other side of the hinge-cut, you can scent check them from here. So I would bet money that a buck will be bedding here at some point. So yeah, did a lot more raking kind of up in here. Here's another spot a deer might bed. But overall, very, very happy with the results. I think it's going to be the effective hinge. You can see just getting tons of sunlight down in this area. I expect it to blow up with regrowth, lots of young maples in here, which is a great browse species. Deer just love browsing on that. Here's another area where I kind of raked out a potential deer bed. This was the only big tree I cut down today. It's a basswood. Knocked it down because it was shaped like a J, so even I think our loggers said they would be taking, if they had good straight basswoods, they'd take them, but this one's just crooked and junky looking, and I don't think that they'd waste their time with that. So yeah, this is the new and improved hinge-cut bedding area. Hopefully able to hold a few deer this year. We got a stand down the ridge that way, and then if we go further past the stand, there's another hinge-cut bedding area. So the stand that we got down that ridge is going to set up perfectly during the rut because it'll be between two bedding areas, and we got the destination food just off this direction. So hopefully we catch a few cruising bucks coming through, trying to scent check those and maybe get lucky and get one. So hope you all have a great day. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and yeah, God bless.